Hello and welcome to your Tuesday Thoughts Tarot video. This is a space where I do a tarot reading, usually on a Tuesday, not every Tuesday, usually on a Tuesday, and it is for your entertainment. So I will just connect with the cards and deliver a message as to the meaning that comes through in the cards. I've also opened up my energy and burning some incense as well. I've got some Palo Santo and I've also got some sage, white sage burning as well. Just to clear the energy, to clear the vibe. It's good to maybe white sage, if not once a week, once a month. Just go around the house, burn a little bit of sage, just clear the energy. It's great benefits to you health-wise. It clears your energy, but also it helps with antibacterial, antiviral cleansing as well. So it's a good thing to have at home. So how have things been? How are you? Nice to see you here again. I'm just hearing back from so many people who are kind of listening and commenting or sort of watching every week. So it's a pleasure to actually sort of kind of know my audience now a little bit, know the community that gathers to watch these videos. So it's really, really nice. If I haven't reached out to you already, do get in touch with me and let's connect. If you want your own personal reading, there is the option to do that as well. But today I have granted, opened up my energy and asked my team to come in and help us. I also have the blue stone here, which I might just hold in my hand a little. It's what I usually use during channeling, which I hope to do straight after this. Today was a good day. I got some emails and some admin done this morning, and then I went off to a lunchtime Pilates class and then spent a little bit of time at the studio, the Yoga Rock studio across the way here in North London, and just chatting and catching up with some of the teachers and some of the students who go there as well. What was really interesting was there was a new gentleman who joined our Pilates class, and I was sort of pointed towards, make him feel welcome. So as he came in, I just went, hang on, I know you. And he's Irish, and his name is Patrick. And I actually met him when I used to do Tai Chi. So we actually did a little bit of Tai Chi together quite a while ago now, but I think he was only there for a short time. But it's just interesting how people come in and out of your lives, and he's quite local here as well. So that was a nice sort of touching base with someone again. And there's a Black Friday sale on over there now, so if you want reductions on anything, now is the time. And I was giving a little bit of advice on crystals, because there are a few crystals over there for purchase as well. So I met a lovely lady doing that, and then we just sat around chatting for a little while and arranged another double appointment, hopefully to book in on Sunday. So there's things happening, there's certainly things moving, and Mercury retrograde has just happened, and that tends to, it has a return effect or a repeating effect or a going back over effect. There's the classic thing of your computer, just be careful of your emails that you're sending, that it's the correct thing that you're sending to the right person. There is delays in travel, there can be problems with technology, that type of thing. So just be wary of that also. But there seems to be like a returning, of people into your life. They say that it can be like old loves and stuff can come back into your life and return and come knocking on the door. But also it seems to me to be old connections, or people that I've known for a while are kind of just firmly connecting again, or firmly coming back into my world again. It's like, you move out of someone's energy field to do whatever you need to do, but then at a certain stage you might be moving back in. So it was quite interesting. Okay, so enough of that chat. Let's get on to the reading. So that might resonate. You might find that someone got in touch with you that you hadn't spoken to in a while, or you've just bumped into someone, or there was someone else who wanted to book a tarot with me, and I was trying to work out when the last time she had a tarot was. So I was holding my paper diary and I just flipped it open at a page, and it was the exact page, because it had said her booking on that page, and it's like, oh my god, I didn't even have to rummage through the entire diary. So things are falling into place very quickly. I was got a little art show at a local cafe on Saturday. If you're in North London, come along. And I was looking for my receipt book, because obviously the paintings are available and for sale should you want them. Check my social media. But I was thinking, where, like, I'm getting all the little bits together, where's my receipt book? And then I just saw it in my head. I just saw where it was, and I came in, checked the shelves, and there it is. I didn't have to search for it. The exact location, I could see it visually in my head. Because often I lose something and I'll go, St. Anthony, let's find it now. And he does direct me, and I do find it. It's incredible. And he's really quick, so I tend to find it quite quickly. So thank you, St. Anthony, for all your help. But this time I just went, where is it? And the image of the place that it was dropped into my mind. I bet you're thinking, oh, I know someone who could do with learning that trick, right? And then I came into the living room, checked the shelf, and it was exactly where I thought it was. So you could say maybe that was me remembering. Maybe it was, oops, another one's come out. Who knows? But I'm just going to pick some cards, just shuffle them gently here and just see what pops out and give you a message. Hope you're all well. Thank you for your follows, for your thumbs up, for your comments. Welcome to all the new people who are watching, who might have just found me. I often do a little bit of a ramble at the start, but then hopefully I'll get into some juicy bits now with the actual tarot reading. I do have a selection of other cards here as well, which I can go to, which will help give us a full, rounded, level clarity, I think, on the tarot reading. They often confirm or reinforce the message that is coming through. So let's do maybe another two cards. Can we get another two? But yeah, maybe get yourself a cup of tea, cup of coffee, whatever's your brew, and sit down and let's see what the tarot gods want you to know. Okay, I'll go for that one. Okay. Okay, right. Oh, did I show you those? I'm not sure if I showed you those. I'll just show them so you know what they've just come out as on the back. Sorry, upside down, the back. Just bear with me 1 second. Okay, so the King of Wands is on the underneath. That's quite bright, isn't it? Let me just see if I can take that down a notch or two so you can see it a bit better. See that? The King of Wands. Just look at him there. Looks quite happy, isn't he? He's quite cheerful. We've got the lions on the top, which could point to a Leo, because the wands are fire signs, and you've got the rams there as well, which could point to the Aries. And you've got all that red and gold, so that really fiery orange, yellow sun energy. He's got one foot sort of protruding a little, coming out. So it's someone who's not afraid to move forward, someone who's not afraid to take action. So this is the underlying energy, which would mean that there is an energy of creativity. There is, which is the orange as well. The orange is the colour of the sacral chakra, which is the creative chakra. So there is that creative element coming through, a time to reignite, a time to connect with creativity in some way, in any way, which will help you move forward. I've been doing a lot of painting recently, and as well as enjoying the painting, because I love to paint, as well as suddenly producing a series of paintings that can be taken to this art fair for sale, which suddenly came up. I was thinking in my head, wouldn't this be great if there was a little Christmas fair and I could take these paintings to it. And then all of a sudden I had an email drop in my inbox saying we're going to have a little Christmas fair. So it's always, for me, it's you begin something, and especially with art, begin painting, begin creating, and something you have to start here not knowing where you're going, but then it reveals itself to you a little bit later. So this is very much that creative energy. There's a lot of creative energy around. So even if you're not an artist, you can still get creative. Even if you're not an artist, you will still feel that creative energy, and you'll feel the need to use it, to do something with it, to create. So it can be paintings, it can be just drawing, it can be doodling, it can be colouring, it can be making, handcrafting, making, whether it's, from twigs or leaves, or a sculpture from clay, pots, all those types of things, poetry, word, just a way to get the energy moving through you. So it can seem sometimes like you are full of this energy and you need to empty it out onto something. But really what's happening is you're being a channel for it. You're channeling this energy through you. And as you channel it through you, it's great health benefits to it. You will feel better, you'll feel happier, you'll be much more healthy in your body because you're allowing the flow and you're doing something with it. And then you're creating something on the planet, you're creating something, establishing something that has legs and that might stand the test of time, like a painting or a sculpture or some piece of work. Will last. The king is the older, more mature, so it will last a long time. And you have this idea, this passion, something you're passionate about. Maybe it's getting back into something. Maybe you did tapestry or sewing or applique or dressmaking or hairdressing, whatever it is. It's like come back into it. Maybe that's the retrograde. It's because it kind of slows down things. It slows. The retrograde is where it reverses. It looks like it's reversing, but it's actually slowing. And I don't think it does actually reverse. They were saying, I think it just, instead of going round in a circle, it kind of goes round and it looks like it's reversing back, but it's just moving slower. Sorry, I should have had that ready when I was talking about the retrograde, but you can Google that. They'll show you videos on how it retrogrades and that it's not, in a sense, going backwards, but it's how it moves different, which makes it appear as if it's going backwards. But what I'm saying is maybe this is Mercury retrograde. It can be people returning into your life, but perhaps it's you returning to some powerful creativity that you used to do, which can ignite other things. The thing is, when you are creative, when you're in a creative zone, ideas pop into your head. It's like going for a service with the car. Your engine is revved up, your engine is spick and span. It clears out a lot of stuff. You can use it for healing, you can use it therapeutically. You can just want to release energy or emotion and just put paint on the paper. Take it out of your body, take it out of your mind and put it onto the paper. You can manifest using art. You can create a picture of what you want to manifest and then look at it, focus on it. You have this visual in the real world representing what it is. So there's so many different ways. So this is the underlying energy, and it's saying there is this creative spark, this creative power rising and needing to be expressed. And perhaps that is a creative flow which is coming through the entire planet. I certainly feel it that way. I certainly feel like the entire planet is being soaked in this creative energy. So lots of creativity might start appearing in the world, lots of projects, lots of people who are using their ingenuity and creativity. And often when you even the scientists of old, the discoverers of old, they weren't trying to discover this thing. They got to it by chance because they started here and they started messing with different elements or substances, or like in a lab, the petri dish and adding. They didn't know where they were going, but they started moving. They started to work with. They started to go with that flow, and then they end up having this great discovery. And that's that creative movement forward. So let's look at what the tarot is actually saying, because as I say, that is sort of an underlying force of energy which you might be picking up on. So the first card is the Page of Pentacles. So there might be some new study coming up for you. This is often the card of study, a new project, a new work shop, a new a course, and it doesn't have to be a university degree of like 3 years or whatever. It can be a shorter course, it can be weekend courses, but it's certainly deciding to, sorry if you can hear the children crying, it's downstairs. I'm sure they're fine. So this is about the new avenue that you're wanting to go down, this new study, this perhaps it's something that you've been working on, but it's still fresh, it's still new, it's still not complete. So there's this reinvigoration to go back and sow those seeds again. You've planted them and they've grown a little, but they still need a little bit of tending to. They still need water, they still need sun, they still need that energy. And it looks like, because we have the hair here as well, that you have sown these seeds, and through the winter, through the darkness, you might be really working things out of how you want it to look, how you want it. I'm getting ideas in my head now, and this is the thing with the creative mind. You'll be getting ideas all the time. Sometimes I can't sleep. There's so many ideas popping into my head because of the things that I want to move forward and do. And you can forget them then. You can if you don't write them down. But it's like there's this aliveness of energy that wants to be made into something in the real world. And so during the winter, these plants, these shrubs, these shoots, they are going to be really taking hold. Their roots are going to be down in the ground. There's a lot of things growing underneath the soil that will pop up in January. So by springtime, there should be some more development with this new project that you're going to be working on. And it is work. We have the Pentacles, work. We have the Pentacle, which is money. So it might be something that you're studying that will lead to an income, that will bring some money with it. But it is our one idea. It is our first step in growing this. There's a youthfulness to it, but a sense that there's productivity, there's harvest here. There's, you can see he's got the farm here, and he's already collected the grain from this, let's say, wheat field, but he's sowing something different in the middle. So you're sowing something different to you would usually do. You're sowing something different to what people might usually expect, or maybe had not thought of. And it could be very natural. It could be something to do with the natural world and new interest in natural healing, natural remedies, that type of thing. Okay, so that's our first card. And that can come in because we are in this creative flow, this push of creativity. It's pushing us out of the norm and into a direction, into a project of some kind, into this Page of Pentacles, into this thing that we can grow, that hopefully will blossom. What else does it tell us? The King of Swords. King of Swords is usually an air sign. Doesn't have to be, but can be someone with that air-like quality. So he's dressed in blue here. So very much the swords are about communication and how someone communicates. The thing with the King of Swords is he can be a little bit cutting. He can be a little bit manipulative, controlling, and think that his way is the only way. His sword of truth is the only sword of truth. So there was a need to, I would say, with this, they've got butterflies there, so kind of mellow out that. It could be Mercury retrograde, be aware of your communications, be aware of how you're coming across. I did see someone post about this Mercury retrograde as well, and it was all about, you might be saying one thing, but someone else might be hearing something different. So you have to be clear about what you're saying, and clear that they understand. Because often you might say something, but a person may jump to a completely different conclusion, not understanding your reference of what you said, and they're taking up a different reference of what you said. Oh, my stomach, did you hear that? And that can cause conflict. That can cause someone to be very sharp with you. That can cause sort of retaliation in some way. So just be mindful of that energy. Can be charming, can be chatty, can be flighty. So that energy that is very Aquarian. Aquarian is the air sign, the water bearer, but the air sign. And we're in the Aquarius age. Pluto has just moved into the Aquarius age. So we're going to have a lot more of this intelligence, intellect, ideas downloading into our minds, and just to be able to receive that, and ground it. He's grounding the spiritual, which is the purple, onto the red, which is the earth. So we're taking the download from the spiritual, we're translating it, transforming it, translating it into something, and grounding it. So it's almost like you're an antenna. So you're reaching the heights, the energy, this air energy. You're reaching that air energy and bringing through that information. So it's information that's coming through as well. But be mindful of how you communicate it. Be mindful of not being too critical. Be mindful of not being too critical of self. That this is transformative information, that this is changing information. So whatever wisdom comes to you, that you'll be able to, in a way, use it yourself to transform. Use it to cut away the past, cut away what was no longer necessary for you, but also let it transform you so that you then can appear and express yourself out into the world in a different way, in a much more transformed way. It's like you're moving into expressing yourself as the king as well. So you might be moving from a place of not feeling that you had a voice, not feeling like you were heard, not feeling like you were listened to. So communication isn't just speaking, it's listening. No one's been listening to you, no one's been receiving your message. So this is saying that there is a period of transformation here in which it is asking you to communicate your message, but it is the message of transformation. Okay, so it might be related to your new endeavor in some way, and so it's gone from the page, which is young, to the king of swords, which is the more mature. So we're going with this new idea, but we have a maturity in how we express it. We have a maturity in looking at all the legalities. We have a maturity in getting the professional information, in getting the documents signed, in getting the agreements considered, regulations up to date. So whatever is the new process, we have a mature way of moving in to making sure that, again, your professional, what is it called? Professional property, intellectual property is held safe. So it's almost like a little acorn, this little coin. We want to get it legally in the right place. But it looks like you're able to do that because you're transforming how you communicate and what you're communicating. But also it might be to be aware during Mercury retrograde, if you are doing legalities and that kind of thing, just to be mindful of how the wrong message can get sent, or you're expressing yourself in one way, but someone's receiving it in a different way, or there might be a delay in them receiving it, some sort of mix-up like that, okay? So we've got the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is all about intuition. So this is your sensitive, psychic, intuitive side. It's very much sort of the divine feminine side, because women are more likely to be tuned into their intuition and hear it louder. Men often call it gut feeling. So when men are in business, they'll, even top people in multi-million dollar businesses will say, I had a gut feeling and I went with my gut feeling. Because intuition is your gut, it's listening to your gut. Your solar plexus is your receiver, and you receive things and you feel them in your gut. You feel it to be true in your gut. That is your intuition. So during this time as well, we are asked to trust our intuition. We are asked to notice our intuition, because it is guiding you. And I have seen talks where people have said, never trust your intuition, because it'll guide you this way, or it'll stop you doing this, or it's that protective element. So it's kind of I don't know if it can put you in fear, but it can stop you being bolder and stepping out. But here I'm going to say, we've got a lot of moons here as well. So trust yourself. Notice how you feel during the moons. Do the introspection to connect, to discover. The voice of intuition is getting louder. Our psychic senses are coming on board more. And because of that, because we have this reach to the higher, we have to ground that energy. We have to make sure we're rooted in the ground. We have to make sure that we are able to manage this energy, this creative energy that's coming in. Because if it stays up here and affects your mind, you can imagine that will affect your mind. So we have to be able to do something with the energy. We have to be able to embody it and do something with it. So the High Priestess is also reminding us that we have a lot coming through. We have a lot that maybe we don't feel ready for. We don't quite understand. Any of you who are channelers out there, there is information that wants to come in. There's guidance that wants to come in. Your intuition has been knocking on the door saying, please just take 5 minutes and stop and let us connect with you. Often I think when people meditate, depending on which type you do, because there's lots of different types of meditation, but something we call sitting in the power, which is done for mediumship, but what you can do is just sit at peace and just let whatever connections you have, whatever saints, angels, prophets, whatever it is that you're into, bear with me. What do I say? Energy in, air out. Whoever you want to connect with, whatever holy people that you want to connect with, just take 10 minutes and let them do the work. So often we think, especially if you're working with channeling and you're trying to get better at it and you're trying to do it and you're sitting and you're trying to relax your body and breathe and connect to the ground, and you've opened up your energy, and now who do I see, who's here, and what am I hearing, and is that my voice or is that them? Is that my mind or is that them? And there's a lot of work in that sense involved in those moments where you think the person's doing nothing, but there's a lot going on. But often we think we have to force ourselves to see, or really try hard to see. I get from this that it's okay to sit and wait and let spirit come to you. Sit and wait and ask spirit to make itself felt. Ask spirit to make its message clear. Ask spirit to communicate clearly while you sit in that quiet. So it's not like you're doing or trying to achieve. It's trying to bring forward this incredible message. The message here is sit and wait. ask for Spirit to come close. For 5 minutes, put a timer on your phone, 5 minutes, sit and ask Spirit to come close. If it doesn't happen, that just means it's not happened in your awareness. It has happened. And then the more you kind of get into it, the more you start to notice the subtle differences. So certainly there's information coming through. There's information from the higher, which needs to be grounded, which needs to be expressed. Intuitively tune in, ground your energy. It could be through tarot cards that you get messages. It could be in many different ways. It could also be the creativity. Use your intuition. What are you drawn to? What do you want to do more of? How do you want to create? What do you want to work with? And then suspend. That's my art shift workshop, is where we have moments of this meditation, moments of stillness, and through that then we move into art and we create amazing pieces, but there's meaning in everything. And then you're able to read it like tarot. So you read the art like tarot. Super interesting. And the next card is the Seven of Wands. So you can see here he's kind of putting up a bit of a fight. So there's a competition here. So whatever this new endeavor is that you're going to be expressing in the world, that you're going to be getting some professional legality sorted on, that you're intuitively drawn to, and that you want to bring Spirit into it as well. You want to bring that wisdom, that intuition, that spiritualness into this avenue that you're going down. There will be competition. There will be other people doing similar things. There will be people who have opinions. There will be, in a sense, it's like you're fighting off all of these other ones, all these opinions, arguments, all these criticisms. But in a way, you are there by yourself. So are you fighting off things that you think might happen, or opinions that you think people have, or are you getting yourself tied up in knots when you don't need to? And wands are, in a sense, it's fire. So it is like the first card, the King of Wands. So it is that passion, that fieriness. In this case, it might be a fieriness from people, taking a shot at you, trying to break you down in some way, or just trying to do what you're doing. They feel you're being competitive, you feel they're being competitive. Misunderstandings with regards to that. We said Mercury retrograde as well, didn't we? That you might say something with regards to your new study, this new pentacle, and people come up against you because they have a misunderstanding of what you're doing, why you're doing it, what it's about, and that they're doing something similar. They want a piece of the pie. So it can be difficult but also it can be strengthening. It can be encouraging. It can be, you can really grow from not necessarily fighting off the ones, but moving through difficulty. It makes you learn. So if someone comes at you for something, then you have to do your research. You have to make sure you know your product. You have to make sure you know your business. You have to make sure that against all the others that you're comfortable and confident in what you're doing. So there needs to be this embracing of this difficulty, because you will learn and grow because of it. And it is like standing up for yourself. It is like standing out from the crowd. And that's interesting as well, because in all of these cards, in some cards there are more people, but on all of these cards we have you, just you, setting these new shoots, putting them in the ground, ploughing the ground, giving it rich soil, so this new adventure, this new study, this new business can grow. We have the legalities that need, and the professional information that needs to come in and be translated and be worked out. This is you speaking your truth. This is a single person coming up again. And then you're tuning into your intuition because you feel guided, and you must follow the guidance. You must connect to hear the guidance. Again, person on her own. And here you have all these ones, all these, you're, what is it, a small fish in a big pond, or a big fish in a small pond. So if you feel like you're in a big fish in a small pond, there's no room for you to grow, so you might have to leave there and grow somewhere where there is space for that. But then as well, you'll come up with lots of other people who are doing that, lots of other people who are growing and passionate about what they want to do. But that teaches you a lot. You learn by trying out. So you've got these passions and you're trying them out. So say you've tried different avenues to get to where you are, and now you want to defend everything that you've worked for. Everything. All of these different avenues that you're part of. You're defending it. You're putting your stake in the ground and you're saying, I'm here, I'm not moving. I've worked too hard for these ones. And the next card is the final card of this tarot, and it is the 10 of Swords. Now, it's not great, is it? So you've gone from fighting off these competitors, and now you've got swords in your back. So there could be people who speak bad of you. There could be people who are stabbing you in the back. You could have suffered a great deal over this period. And it can be backache, it can be sore backs, it can be problems with the back, with the spine, with the muscles. So there might be need to just pay attention to that. Go to the osteopath, go have a massage, have some work done on the fascia. Very much our back is our biggest area of skin as well. So if you're an aromatherapist and you're doing aromatherapy massage, the back is a great area to work on because it's got so much skin. There's so much absorption within that area, and as well it's the center point. It relaxes all the other areas out. So there could be some pain in the back, or there could be this element of feeling stabbed in the back, that nobody had your back, that nobody listened to you, that you expressed yourself and all you got was ridicule. Perhaps you did open up and try and express a little bit about your dreams, what you would love to happen, or where you could see yourself, and it didn't land very well, and it makes you feel a bit despondent. It makes you feel a little bit like giving up. It makes you feel like you're dragging your body across the floor. Like it's hard. It makes it harder. There's no support. He's on his own again. There's no support. So this is how you're feeling at the end of this read. So you might find that this week you're kind of a bit hurt. There might be a lot of different legal elements that come into play. A lot of words that are said or misconstrued, because obviously we have Mercury in retrograde. So it could be that there is this misunderstanding. These are all the misunderstandings, and they're coming back at you because people have got it wrong, and they shouldn't have it wrong, because you expressed yourself, but there's something in this that is saying it kind of came back to bite you. But we have the 10, so it won't get any worse than this. That's the good news. It won't get any worse than this. You are perhaps feeling a bit like this, maybe now, maybe towards the end of the week, but this is kind of been there, done that, got the t-shirt. You've been through this. This is everything you've been through. They tried to stop you and they couldn't. So let's find out why they couldn't, and what is the reason for this read. So I think we'll go straight to the angels and we'll see what the angels have to say. I've got a few different decks here. Gosh, 40 already. So let's see, that sounded a bit weird, didn't it? Let's see what the angels have to say. And if it makes sense, just give me a thumbs up, or put a little thumbs up in the comments. It's always good just to leave a comment. Really helpful. because I'm taking time out to read for you. So I wanted to reach somebody who needs this, and that it resonates. I love hearing that it resonates, because it means that's why I did it. Because I am very much in service to Spirit. And sometimes like, well, is there any point because nobody's watching? Or is there any point because, who actually cares about this? You can have those things going through your mind. Of course you can. So if it does reach you in some way, just let me know, because then I go, that's why I'm doing it. That's why, because it made sense to that person. So, angels, thank you for being with us always. And we can call on the angels all the time. You just decide to ask for angel to come to your aid. You can ask for Michael. He's the great protector and gives you courage and strength, which you might need after the 10 of Swords. Raphael for healing. And Gabriel is great for communication, but also art. Haniel is great for art as well. Shamuel for abundance. Christiel. There's so many. Metatron. Sandalphon. Zadkiel. Safkiel. Uriel. Oh, there's so many. I feel like they're lining up. So I've got 2 come out. Let me just take another one. One to match the read, please, to give you some information on the read. Okay, that's coming out. I'm going to take that one. Okay. So we have the first card, which is miracles. So miracles are on their way. You have to believe to receive. Miracle and magic is coming to you. Ask the angels to help you receive these miracles. You're in this miraculous phase of life. You're in this period of change, of sowing seeds, which are going to be miracles. You're in this space of receiving miracles, and she's got this little fairy on the end of her finger, dancing on the end of her finger there. So it's almost like, let the universe dance with you, let the universe provide for you. Universe has heard your calls, so let it provide. And you've got lots. I've only noticed this now. I've never noticed this before. At least I don't think I've noticed this before. But check out all the little fairies around the edge. Let's see all the little fairies. So very much connection with the fairy energy as well, which is bringing in the golden light. Where is it here? Bringing in the golden light as well for you. And that is your divine guidance. So that is, again, with the hand reaching up to the light. And the light's in a little heart. So this is your divine guidance. This is what you're being divided. This is guided. Divine, guided, divided. This is the guidance that's coming in. This is coming from the heavens, coming from above, and it's coming with that love vibration, with that little heart there in the star. It's also a nod to looking to the heavens, looking to the stars, looking to astrology for answers as well, and for guidance. So I would say check out your soul chart, check out your astrology chart, use that kind of information to help guide you, because you are moving in the direction. It's like the Star of Bethlehem as well. So this following the star, following the light, we're moving towards that period, that Christmas period. So it's that guidance is moving us in the right direction. And then we have forgiveness. And this usually says, forgive yourself, you have done nothing wrong. So we need to forgive ourselves for where we are, what situation we have in life. Maybe we're not completely happy with our situation. So we have to forgive ourselves for being here, and for this being acceptance, really, acceptance of where we are. And we have to be able to forgive others. Jesus often comes in when forgiveness is the theme. And he very much comes in with the energy of forgiveness, but the energy of love. So surrounding yourself in love, forgiving yourself, but also surrounding others, all of those 10 of Swords, surrounding everyone in love and forgiving them. Forgiving them and letting that go, not holding on to that energy, that's old energy. If anything, Mercury retrograde might revisit that, but it's so that you can see that it's old energy and it needs to be let go of. When I was reading the astro information as well, it was telling about, which is classic coming up to Christmas, you want to declutter, you want to give the place a spruce, you want to get everything tidy and ready for the tree, and etc., and guests. So there's this cleansing that happens within the heart, but also within your environment as well. And what else do we want to say about this? She kind of looks a little bit like the guy with the swords, and she's a little bit fed up. And that's the thing, if you're holding resentment, if you're holding that pain, if you're holding that unforgiveness, it can make you a little bitter, it can make you a little resentful, and it can put that sour face on your face. It's not moving you. She's kind of stuck there. She's sort of holding onto her leg there and kind of, well, I'm not getting anywhere here. I'm stuck here. Because you have to be able to forgive. You have to be able to get over the fact that people do things and they don't necessarily understand the pain that that causes, the criticism, how it knocks you down to the ground, and you have to forgive them because they don't get it, they don't understand, they haven't lived your life, they haven't walked a day in your shoes, so they don't get it. So you kind of have to forgive them for their misunderstanding, I would say. But what's on the back, so we can just clear. Oh, brilliant. Celebration. So here we have the moon energy as well. So perhaps by the time the moon is full, we will be rejoicing. We will be celebrating again. We will have our arms open to the energy of the cosmos. Again, very much the night sky, the yin. The yin is the night, the yang is the day. So very much the night sky again. Very much, during these dark winter months, the darkness, we can celebrate that we are building towards this celebration. We're building towards this full moon. And also it's this reflection on the ocean, so it shines a light, it guides us. This is the divine guidance. I said it again. Divine guidance. We're being guided by the moon. I remember coming home very late at night or early hours previously at home, and there's not a lot of street lights around where my home would be, and when the moon was full, it just lit up the whole area. You could see exactly where you're going. You could see everything in the power of the full moon. So it's really showing you the way, guiding you, shining the light for you. Okay. So let's go to our little deck of Divine Abundance. I'll start this way. Divine Abundance by Tosha Silva, and see what she wants to tell us. And I have Mother Mary here as well. We might do Mother Mary just to get her energy in for that forgiveness, maybe help us with the forgiveness. Oops, that's too many. I'm not going to take them. Oops, one's just popped out. Okay, Divine Flow. So you've got the butterfly again here, and you've got the flowers, and it's like a lotus there as well. You've got this palm. It's a palm of some sort, and I actually have it in the new rooms in Islington where I can go and do treatments now. You've got this kind of palm. I'm not sure what it's called, but I love that. I hope you can see the colours. That flower is just pure orange, and there's pinks and oranges and turquoise and a little bit of green. It says eventually one sublime desire takes precedence over all others to follow the Tao, the divine flow, at all costs. So it is saying that the Tao, the divine flow, the divine guidance, that sometimes this one element of all your elements takes precedence, and you'll be moved. And maybe that's it. Maybe all of the different things that you are doing are competing for your attention. Maybe you're spreading yourself too thin. And what happens is the one divine element, the one sublime desire, will require you to move forward with it over all others. But the truth is that one sublime desire is to follow the Tao, follow the divine flow, regardless. So this is a movement forward into that awakening, movement forward into that new realization. And you can see it happening all over the world. People are now taking all kinds of supplements. People are now drinking all kinds of mushroom teas. People are now doing yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi. People are connecting with their astrology charts. People are having readings, having healings. People are into well-being, wellness. This is a new revolution. This is coming in, and it might seem hidden or like it's just belongs to a few odd people, but it's not. This is the connection to the divine. So this is a powerful, potent flow of creative energy. And the Tao is like mother. The Tao is like the divine feminine. And there is a need to trust. We ask her for whatever we need, and we trust that she will bring it and she will deliver it. And we move with her. We do not try and get out of the flow. We do not try and disturb the flow. It's about expending the least bit of energy. It's about like in Tai Chi, you don't want to push too hard against something. You want to flow with it. If someone comes to hit you, you don't punch back at them. You deflect their energy and then use the power of that to maybe push them over. So you're not pushing against something that's coming this way. You deflect it and then you use that constant flow, that movement. So being clever about how you move with that flow. And maybe it is giving up all of your little tools, all of your affirmations, all of your manifesting techniques. It could be giving all of that up and going higher, moving up to the divine level and asking the divine and going with the movement of the divine, because you are flowing with that movement. You are being guided. So this is on the bottom of the deck, and I thought, no, let me not read the bottom of the deck. So I've just been shuffling ages and ages, and it's the same card that's come up. Because you are extraordinary, and you need to show that to the world. The peacock shows its feathers. It wants to be noticed. It wants to cause a stir. It needs for you to see how beautiful it is. So you need to shine your light. You need to express yourself. You need to be able to be seen. Decorate yourself, dress nicely, put on a bit of a show with how you adorn yourself. It says there's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honoured. So this wildness, this boldness, embrace it. Embrace putting yourself out into the world. Embrace that you've only got one run at being you. You may have many lives, but in those other lives you will experience it as someone else. So in this run, you are you. So you're wild and you are extraordinary. So go for it. Get that out into the world and you'll meet like minds. You will meet like minds. And again, on the back, I'm going to read the back this time. Individuality, because you are that individual. You have that uniqueness to you. It says every person has their own personalised study plan in this Earth School. And that's it as well. It's not about trying to fit in. It's not about doing what everybody else thinks is okay. It's not about doing whatever, other people want you to do. It's like that book, Whose Life Are You Living Anyway, right? So it's about you flowing with your uniqueness, your individuality. What do you bring to the table? What is different about you? How do you bring your personality to life? And I don't mean to life as in ignite it. I mean life is occurring around you. How do you bring yourself to that life? How do you you do have to communicate, you do have to express yourself, you do have to gather and speak, and the more you do whatever it is that you love to do, the more confident you'll become in it, and the more you'll be able to speak, the more you'll be able to connect and get the guidance that you need to say what you need to say at that right time. So again, it's permission to be you. Be you. And you are being guided. This is your divine right in being here on the planet. This is the Mother Mary deck. So this is the last card. I'll see if I can get it under an hour. So yeah, go be you. Be brave. Be bold. Be respectful, of course. But there's a creative urge just waiting to bring something into the world, and it means you probably will have to be seen to bring this element out into the world, whether it's speaking, whether it's a product, whether it's art, whether it's a new idea. It is coming through, and you've got to flow with it. You can't not flow with it. So if you've got any questions on that, you can send them to me as well, because you might think, well, this is happening in my life. Does it mean this? Or does it mean that? So I can take your questions as well. So Mother Mary, give us a card to go with this reading. Okay. I will need the book. Our Lady of Promise, number 8. And 8 is a very lucky number in the Chinese philosophy. Oh, and she has a little nest here with a couple of eggs in it. There's an egg rising up out of the nest. And the egg's coming out of the nest. And she's got the heart here, of course. And she's got all these flowers all around her. You probably hear my tummy rumbling there. It's digesting, I'm afraid. I had lunch before this. So truly, truly beautiful. Let me just see what that says, if I can see. Okay, there is a little bit of writing. I was trying to work out what it is right at the bottom. It's something, promises bring strength. Have faith in the promises. Strength brings strength. Have faith in the promise brings strength. Something like that, that's what it says. But she has beautiful green eyes as well, which I appreciate, having green eyes. So like that. So let me just read what it says. 2 minutes. I might have to cut out a little bit, but I'll just give you the brief. I promise you new life. Whatever you release shall become sacred fertilizer for your new life. I promise that as you trust in me, I will guide you to the fulfillment of your heart's destiny. Do not shy away from what I ask of you. As you struggle into boundless energy, as you trust in me, I will lead you through fear and doubt, from fatigue and struggle into boundless energy of compassion and passionate purpose. I promise you new life. Let me ignite the passionate fire of your sacred heart, so that you can burn with love and bright light into the world. The path of the devotee to the Divine Mary is not an easy one. We are asked to step by step to surrender what lies between us and the fulfillment of our heart. That might sound wonderful, as the fulfillment of the heart is a beautiful goal. Yet we can be surprised at how much fear and doubt lie within us, at how many inner obstacles we have created through beliefs that we are not worthy or good enough, through our fear of failure or ridicule. through a knowing fear that if we allow ourselves to be so different to others, we will end up rejected, abandoned, or alone. This is the red card. We might struggle to let go of what no longer serves us, even if our hearts we know it's time to let go. We may not be certain if we can bear the grief of letting go, or perhaps we are fearful of the uncertainty of life without what we have known by our side. She does not assure us of a life of imbalanced light, where there is no feeling other than happiness. She ensures us a life of honesty, nakedness, authenticity, and the energy, power, and passion which living in this way offers us. She leads us into a life of making a positive contribution to the world in our own unique way, of being able to bear the passion and pain of living as a divine human being, and feeling empowered by it, inspired by it, and awestruck by life and its twists and turns. She promises us divine fulfillment. She promises us a life that leaves behind lies, big and small, and opens us up to a reality which will at first scramble the mind and then ignite the heart with the unquenchable divine fire. She promises us not what we think we want, but what she knows we truly want and need. Okay, I've gone over the hour now. I was trying to rush it to still get in, but I've gone over the hour. Her promise to you is what makes the suffering of growth bearable, whilst you let go of that which no longer supports you, though you may love it dearly still. As you await the peaceful resolution of the heart, become ready, willing and capable of stepping into the freedom of the new cycle that awaits you. Her light is there, her promise. This oracle reminds you that no matter what is happening in your life right now, her promise of new life is what is really happening, and everything else is just a symptom of that. Have faith, trust her, and believe. So there is a little prayer that you might want to say. It's this: Holy Mother Mary, who loves me unconditionally, bless me with your promise of new life. I surrender into the process of transformation and change. I offer all of my suffering, all of the emotion and anxiety on the altar of that new life. May all of this be fuel for the process of rebirth. I trust you completely as you guide me lovingly to new life. May my inner eye always see you, so that no matter what appears to be, I know that I need fear not, that new life is awakening within me now. Well, that makes complete sense. We had and it says there are signs, these are all signs of the new life awakening for you. Whatever takes place in your life, imagine that Mother Mary is standing before you, sending love from your hearts straight into the eggs here, which could liken to this coin, these shoots that are going to create something for you that is unique, extraordinary, specific to you. You can say as well, I am being born anew. New life is awakening within me. I'm letting go of the past, and the past is letting go of me. I am free to love and be loved, to be all that I can be. Holy Mother Mary promises me new life and is guiding me to fulfillment of my heart's destiny. Beautiful. What a lovely way to finish. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it makes some sense to you and it brings you some clarity. I hope it resonates. I hope it's encouraging that even through the stickiness, you have to have that for this new episode to come in. Okay, lovelies, take care of yourselves. I look forward to all your comments, your messages, your thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the channel which will follow as well. All the best. Bye bye.